good evening. I'm Norman Robinson, and welcome to Affordable Housing Matters. You know, everyone here in New Orleans knows the feeling of dread when the power goes out. It can be a struggle to find an energy option that works for you. Well, on this program, we will be discussing an organization that is devoted to providing safe and dependable energy and to help you navigate those choices. We have a great show planned for you as always this evening, so don't go far.
When the game online, talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at cisa.gov/secure our world. Then share them with family and friends.
Delta Utilities, a leading natural gas utility in New Orleans and among the top 40 gas utilities in the United States, navigates the energy landscape of the city with a commitment to building and protecting communities. And here to deepen our understanding of their dedication to safe, dependable energy is the Vice President of Communications and award-winning communication strategist, Ms. Sarah Porteous, and the CEO of Delta Utilities, Mr. Tim Poche. Welcome, guys, to Affordable Housing Matters.
Thank you very much, Norman.
And as a matter of transparency, let me just get this out of the way. I am the commercial voice for Delta Utilities in New Orleans, so
absolutely,
it's my first time meeting the two of you.
Yes.
So that is a pleasure in and of itself. So
Thank you.
Tell me, what brings Delta Utilities to the city of New Orleans?
Well, we're very excited. You know, we are a Louisiana-born, New Orleans headquartered company. We have gone through a series of acquisitions where we acquired the natural gas utilities that CenterPoint Energy owned in Louisiana and in Mississippi. And in July 1st, we will be acquiring the natural gas utilities that Entergy owns, serving New Orleans and Baton Rouge. And we could not be happier to begin this transition and to serve our customers throughout Louisiana and Mississippi.
So what makes this particular venture so exciting, or inviting, I should say?
Well, natural gas is a wonderful resource. It's resilient, it's affordable, it's reliable, it's there. It's a great part of this community and all of our communities, in that it's what we use to heat our homes, to cook our meals, to heat our water, and it's a vibrant part of our community. And we're here to provide that resource to the citizens of New Orleans.
So how did this come to be? How did Delta Utilities come into being as it relates to purchasing this company from the company that you bought it from?
Well, we were very interested in natural gas and utilities. And like I said, it is a very resilient resource. And the large utilities, publicly traded utilities that provide combination of electricity and natural gas services, are looking at this time to kind of focus their resources and their capabilities on the electric side of the business. There's a lot of issues that we all experience that those utilities are dealing with. And so we have an opportunity to be a gas-focused only utility serving our customers and delivering that resource. And that was what was very attractive, to be a regulated utility from that perspective.
That's a good transition point. What can customers expect?
Yeah, well, we're really excited to be a community partner here in New Orleans, and we're really focused on making sure that this transition is as seamless as possible for customers. That's very important to us, and we're really focused on making sure that customers understand that. So when the transition happens, there's nothing customers need to do. Their service is going to transfer automatically without any interruption. And we will be notifying them with their first bill about how they can set up their online account and re-enroll in services like auto pay and levelized billing and paper-free billing.
So explain to me what auto pay is so that our customers are fully aware
Yes.
of what you speak.
Yeah, so I love auto pay. It sort of allows you to not have to think about the bill. It's automatically, deducted from your account. So if customers are used to that service with Entergy, they will also have the ability to have auto pay with Delta Utilities. They'll just have to set up their online account and then re-enroll in that service.
And that goes along with paperless billing?
They'll have to re-enroll in paperless billing, something I also love, and then levelized billing as well.
So what is levelized billing?
Levelized billing is a service that allows you to predict your monthly payment because it's going to be about the same.
So that's sort of like an estimation?
It's not an estimation. It uses your account history to determine your monthly payment each month.
Okay.
It really just averages your gas utility spend throughout a 12-month period, so that in the winter months you're paying a lower amount, in the summer months you're paying a little bit higher amount, so you can depend upon and be able to predict that amount every month.
So if I'm a customer and I'm still with Entergy for electricity, right?
Yes.
So how is my billing going to be arranged?
Yeah, so you will continue to have electricity with Entergy, which means you'll get your bill, your monthly bill from Entergy for electricity, and then you'll get a separate bill from Delta Utilities for your natural gas service.
Okay, so what is not changing?
You're still going to get the same reliable, dependable
Yep.
natural gas. You don't have to do anything from your service perspective. If you are in a customer that receives their bill and receives their service through a multi-family housing organization, and Delta or Entergy historically has dealt with one payer, that's going to be a seamless transition for you. You don't have to do anything to continue your service to us.
And one of the other things that I think is really important, all of the Entergy Gas employees will be coming over. They have guaranteed employment with Delta. And I think that's really important in terms of making this transition seamless for our customers.
Oh, no doubt about it.
They're going to continue to be
served. Because so
served.
often you hear when these mergers take place or these transitions take place, the people who suffer most are the workers.
No. There were, in the previous acquisition, the 500 employees that operated that system came over, and they're still the same people that operate and provide great customer service on a daily basis. 200 employees from Entergy that service these natural gas customers are coming over and be part of the Delta Utilities team, and we're hiring an additional 200 people right here in New Orleans to round out our team.
When you say you're hiring an additional 200 people, is that administratively?
They're customer service representatives, so then when you call and have a question about establishing service, about your bill, you'll be able to call us if you so choose and pick up, and somebody here in New Orleans will answer the phone and talk to you through that bill. We have administrative IT professionals and a varied of others, administrative people, but customer service representatives here in New Orleans are cornerstone of what we're doing.
What if I'm a viewer and I'm listening to you right now and I don't have natural gas and I would like to have it access to my property? What do I do?
Well, in that instance, in throughout the city, our main gas lines run throughout the city, and in most instances, we can connect your house if it's plumbed and capable of receiving natural gas. But you just have to call us and give us your address, and we can work out the details with you on that.
So virtually, there's no community in the geographic confines of New Orleans that's not equipped for natural gas. So there are natural gas lines, because my house doesn't have that. So I was just wondering if there is a natural gas line that I could tap into.
In most instances, there would be.
I was going to say we're going to have to fix that.
That's at an additional cost, of course, right?
We'll bring the gas to your house. You just have to plumb the gas to within your house.
Okay. So what about you? I think you talked about the automatic turn on. How does that apply or relate to landlords?
They're just like any other customer. Like if the landlords have a
Say I have a fourplex,
right, and
for instance.
yeah, and they have a combined bill, like they get service for 4 meters, and they pay that on behalf of their the tenants. They will be treated just like any other customer. They'll get that same combined billing from us, and so their service to their fourplex would be uninterrupted.
I see you have as part of your talking points metering out. What is that? What is advanced metering opt-out?
Well, some people, we have automated meters where within the city of New Orleans that those meters are read electronically through a network. Some people choose, because of the location, the meter in their house, for us not to do that and still have a manual read. And so if you're opted out from a meter reading perspective, you'd still have the opportunity to do that.
I ask that because a lot of people are senior like me, senior citizens, and we're accustomed to doing things the analog way. We're not digitally inclined, so we kind of like to see things done manually and by rote. So it's important to us to know that there's somebody that we can depend on, that we can actually look at coming out to actually, monitor our meters.
Yes, and that does not have to change, right? We are reading the meters the same way the legacy utility did, so that our electronic interfaces with those meters will be seamless and have been tested and will work, in a very thorough, seamless manner. But if you're one of those customers that have opted out and prefers us to go and read your meter manually for whatever reason, that can still be accommodated.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's hurricane season, and we're wondering how we might be impacted gas-wise during a hurricane. So, assuage our concerns.
I mean, I think that's, Tim talked about the resiliency of natural gas. Our infrastructure is underground, so, many times when we are experiencing some kind of storm event and the electricity is out, the natural gas is on, which allows people to continue to cook their food.
And more importantly, more and more people every day have standby gas generators that are installed in their homes. And, we stand ready to provide the natural gas to operate those generators, whether for their comfort, convenience, or medical necessity in a lot of instances. So they should be, comforted by, they'll be receiving the same level of service.
I'm curious about, I'd see medical necessities. How would that relate to natural gas?
Well, some people confined to their homes, maybe they're unable to evacuate, but they are operating, they have breathing equipment and oxygen equipment that requires electricity to operate, and so they have chosen to put standby backup.
Therein lies the connection.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Do you all do standby generators as well?
We don't install them, but we do, certainly provide service, and I would encourage anybody that is considering installing a generator to make sure they contact us to make sure that they have the right size meter in their home so that we can provide adequate supply of gas to their home.
Yeah, and then that goes for upgrading any appliances. They should always reach out.
So there's a lot of technology involved here. It's not just going, because I'm looking at getting a Generex, and I'm thinking about, okay, so I'll go out and get a Generex, and I'll just hook it up and be ready to go.
Yeah, and most reputable dealers that you deal with will certainly are aware of the size requirements of natural gas supply that goes into the house. So we work with a lot of installers in that capacity, and we're happy to make sure that you have the right meter capacity to be able to serve the volume of gas that's going in your house for the appropriate size generator.
Now, I know for electricity, there is a program, or there are programs designed specifically for senior citizens who are on fixed incomes, who make arrangements to pay their bills incrementally. Does such a program exist with Delta Utilities?
We do offer payment assistance programs, and we have lots of details about those programs available on our website, which is www.deltautilities.com.
Okay, so I'll have to go on the website to find out.
We have lots of details, yes, that lay out all of the different payment assistance programs.
See, there again, we're old school senior citizens, and a lot of us don't even know how to operate our computers or our laptops or our smartphones.
Well,
Sure.
anybody can call us too, and our
So there is a live person who will be able to
Absolutely.
talk to you.
Absolutely, and we will have opportunities for people to come and see us in person on both the East Bank and the West Bank. Yes, we're going to
okay.
have, we'll be co-located in the Energy Care Center at 3400 Canal. And so that'll give people an opportunity to come in and talk to customer service representatives. And then on the West Bank, we will be in the Liberty Bank on General de Gaulle.
Okay, so you understand the mentality of people
We
in
do.
the New Orleans area. Some of us don't like to cross the bridge.
Absolutely.
We're very happy to accommodate and meet our customers where they are.
So, what do you bring to New Orleans community service-wise? I think that's a question for you, Sarah.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said at the start, I mean, we really want to be a community partner. And that means, sponsoring different kinds of events in the community. We were a sponsor of French Quarter Fest, Satchmo Fest, I Love in particular, because they are free festivals, and so they're not cost prohibitive. We're also going to we're in the process of developing a foundation that we plan to roll out later this year so that we can support initiatives in the communities that we serve.
So this will be related to grant writing?
Exactly. So we'll be accepting, we hope in the fall, accepting grant applications in our first round.
And what is the motivation behind that?
Well, we are a very, human-centric business, right? Our employees and the communities that they live in and the communities that we serve are the most important assets that we have. So it's not, for us, it's not just about providing safe, reliable, affordable natural gas, but it's also about being a good citizen of New Orleans, of Baton Rouge, of the other cities that we operate in, and making sure that we can do our part to make those communities just a little bit better.
So, the operative question here is, why natural gas? That's what most people are asking. Why natural gas? What is so significant about natural gas, other than being able to hook up a standby generator?
Well, one of the most important things is that it's very affordable, right? There are studies that are done by the U.S. Energy Commission that says that a home that utilizes natural gas to heat itself, to heat water, to cook with, on average saves about over $1,000 a year in cost. So it's affordable, and it provides you a diversity of energy sources to your home.
You can actually save $1,000 a year
by being a combined electric and natural gas home.
That's an incentive.
It certainly is an
Yes.
incentive.
Now, as it relates to when this gets started, when does the transition take place, and what should I expect as a customer?
So it's expected to happen in July. And you should have already been receiving communications directly from Entergy about the transition. I got a letter on Saturday. I was very excited in the mail, reminding me about the transition and sort of laying out all the different programs we talked about earlier that require re-enrollment. So that's sort of what you can expect in the.
So is there a particular date in July, or just the entire month of July?
We anticipate that it'll be July 1st, the transaction will occur.
Oh.
So right around the corner.
All right. And what are those phone numbers and web pages again, so that people can get in touch with you if need be?
So all customers are going to get a welcome letter from Delta Utilities. They'll also get a welcome email if they had an email set up with Entergy that provides all of that information, the contact information for Delta Utilities, email address, website, all the different ways they can stay in touch with us. And then once they get their first bill a little later in the month, because we'll follow the same billing cycle that customers were on, they're going to get instructions about how to set up their online account. We will also provide a list of all of the different walk-in payment centers that people can visit if they prefer to pay their bill that way. So all that information is going to come to customers via traditional mail. People will also start to get door hangers, so when service technicians go out and start to do service appointments, once the sale happens, they'll get a door hanger that has contact information, another reminder of that the transition has actually happened.
Okay, so when will this door hanging take place?
So for service appointments that happen after the transition, which
for
is
service appointments.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So when you talk about service appointments, that would be people who are having difficulty with their gas service. Or?
Yeah, they might be connecting their gas for the first time. They might have a question about the service, their meter. They want us to come check the meter from a reading perspective. So we will be out. Our field service people will be out on the day of the transaction, doing business as usual, and we'll be canvassing the neighborhoods around that throughout town, making sure that people know and understand who Delta is and what service we're providing to them.
There's been a lot of concern about infrastructure in the city of New Orleans, as you know, and I'm sure you guys have done your due diligence. So are you pretty confident that the gas lines are up to snuff?
Absolutely. They absolutely are. We have a very rigorous program that we follow through federal and state requirements, that we survey our gas lines regularly and identify leaks and take corrective actions. And we're continually upgrading and monitoring and repairing that system. So it's a very dynamic environment, and we are constantly investing in that system, because the most important thing is safety, right?
No
is
question
that
about it.
we're delivering a resource that's essential for us, but we have to do it in a safe manner for our customers and for our community. So that's essential to what we're doing, and that's how we operate the business.
So I take it you've surveyed much of New Orleans or all of it?
It's continuing, and it's not just us. I mean, the legacy utilities, Entergy has done that. It's something that gas utilities constantly do in order to identify areas where corrective action needs to be taken.
Mm-hmm. Now, how will I be able to identify Delta Utility service personnel? As you know, there's a lot of concern about fraud, people knocking on doors, claiming to be representatives from various organizations to gain access to people's property. So how do we know?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. It's an important point. So when service techs come out, people are going to see them in Delta branded uniforms. They're going to see Delta branded vehicles. And they should make sure that they do see that when a service tech comes to their house. Service techs are going to have badges that identify them as being part of Delta Utilities once the transition happens. So.
And there will never be a service technician that will go to your house to ask for payment in any way, whether it's your bill or deposit. So if someone approaches you in that manner, you need to be on the alert, and because that would not be something that Delta Utilities would do.
So there is a number to contact. Say somebody's at my door and I want to make sure that they are Delta representatives. There's a number I can call to verify that?
Yes, and we will, because Entergy is still servicing customers until the transition happens, we will make sure that the customers have the Delta number when that transition happens.
Okay. Is there any question that I didn't ask that you'd like for viewers to know?
I think important to talk about our headquarters, which is right here in New Orleans. We haven't talked about that because it really is an incredible economic impact for the city. So we have our headquarters is downtown.
Right. On Canal? Is it on Canal Street?
St. Charles.
St. Charles.
Yeah, Place St. Charles.
201 St. Charles.
And that's our headquarters office, not where customers will go. Customers, if they want to see us in person, are going to go to the Care Center on Canal or Liberty Bank on the West Bank. But we have the largest new lease, Class A lease downtown by square footage in the last 5 years, which is really exciting.
So we're talking about an economic impact. How much do we know?
the economic impact from a jobs perspective, we're hiring 200 direct employees, but that translates to over 450 additional jobs that are created
Wow.
from an economic perspective throughout the city. So I think that's a significant impact. You know, when we were looking and evaluating these transactions, we knew that the only place to operate and locate a headquarters this business would be New Orleans. And we look at it as a great opportunity. So many times in the past you've seen companies moving in the opposite direction from Louisiana to Texas or to other states throughout the South. But we've able to take businesses that in part were headquartered outside of the state as it relates to the Centerpoint assets we acquired, and bring them back and headquarter a business, a significant business here in New Orleans, and we're really excited about that.
Well, we're excited to see what's going to happen in the future, and thank you for being here on Affordable Housing Matters. It's been a joy to talk to you.
Thank
and
you.
Informational, which is most important. You're welcome.
Thank you.
That will conclude our program for today. For more information on Delta Utilities, you can look up Delta Utilities online. In addition, if you would like to rewatch this or any other of our past episodes, please scan the QR code on the screen and it will direct you to our WLAE YouTube page where you can view all of our programs at your leisure. I'm Norman Robinson, and we will see you next time right here on Affordable Housing Matters.